What does this piece of cake have to do with today? Come back and we'll share. Good morning, everyone. Hey, good morning, good morning. Welcome all you new folks. Welcome everybody to Loving It on Keto. I'm Wendy, the cameraman is Harry, and our little chihuahua's name is Little Sally. You guys, today we are back to testing foods. I made this delicious cake yesterday. Now it's a little bit heavy. I tweaked the recipe accordingly that I think it will make a lighter version of it. It has great flavor, but it's just a little dense texture in the cake for me, but it has great flavor. And I thought, what better thing to test our glucose on today than that cake? So you guys, we're gonna do that. After this introduction, we're going to go back to the next segment. We're gonna share our morning glucose and that piece of cake and the glucose results for that at 30 minutes after we take our first bite, 60 minutes, and then a total of 2 hours afterwards. But you guys, stay tuned today because sometime in this video, we are gonna share who the lucky winner is of the ACEKOOL stand mixer. And remember, that lucky person gets to choose between red or black, and that lucky person could live in the USA or Canada. I hope you guys entered. It's too late to enter because we are drawing in this video today. Anyway, you guys, we'll bring everybody along with us today because the doctor also called this morning and said your blood results are back and you can go get them off of our website. So I'm going to do that too. So we have lots to share, lots to do today, but I am going to get started with my morning glucose fasted, a piece of that delicious cake, and we're having the Momentto Guatemala Finca, my favorite coffee that I had at Momentto, besides the espressos and the caramel and the macchiato, sorry, not caramel macchiato, the macchiato with our cake, because the coffee doesn't bother us. Black plain coffee, especially theirs, because of the way they filtered it and the way they processed it. I feel very comfortable having a cup of Momentto coffee with my cake. Anyway, you guys, come back in the next segment. Let's get started. Good morning, everyone. We are taking our morning glucose. I've got your strip, your lancet, everything ready for you. I'm going to go ahead and do me first, Harry, if that's all right with you. I'm going to put this in. We've got one lancet and everything because I've got my Keto Mojo packed up and ready to go. Michelle is the shipping supervisor from Keto Mojo. We had a great chat yesterday. She's sending me a brand new Keto Mojo. I'm sending her back mine so they can do a diagnostic on it and figure out what is going on. I'm going to be using Harry's equipment until then. I just washed my hands with hot soapy water. I am wiping out the first little bit of blood, doing all the good things the way I'm supposed to. Ketones first. Yeah, kind of milk your hands around, she said. Kind of massage your palm. 0.5. Change your lancet, Harry. Did not put alcohol on my hand at all. 96.
Well, she said not.
She said not to. She said warm soapy water. Make sure you've got anything products that you use in the morning, which I do. What did I say that was? Oh, Amazon. Readings imported. And here you go, Harry. Go ahead and get yours done. Started. I am not in GKI ketosis. I am 10.6. I was 96 on my glucose and 0.5 on my ketones. Well, that's a bizarre there. Do you want to poke a new place, or do you want to try that?
Just do it. Yeah.
0.3.
Here. There it goes.
You have to hold it on top, not sideways, I think. It has to get in this side of the little strip. 88 is good, but not the 0.3. 88.3. Yep, you are not in ketosis. 88.3, we knew we wouldn't be with just a 0.3. 16.2. Okay, you guys, we'll come back and we'll talk to you guys about what we're going to be doing today. Harry and I are going to we are going to test this delicious looking slice of cake. Yes, we are. This is the food we are testing. We know keto chow doesn't bother us. This has got Philadelphia cream cheese, tons of butter, Lily's chocolates, and some monk fruit erythritol in it. So we're checking this cake recipe out. And from the minute we start eating it, we're going to do a 30-minute clock on it, okay? And we're going to come back and test in 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and then 2 hours total from the time we start. And it is 12:11, you guys, so let's get started. Okay, you guys, I forgot Harry was gonna make us a black cup of coffee, the Momentto Caffe Guatemala Finca, which is my favorite coffee right now, and it's wonderful black. So I am going to start. I've got my 30-minute timer. I'm gonna take my first bite of delicious cake. Yes, I am. And then I'm gonna hit the timer. It's 12:18. See you guys in 30 minutes. Is it on? Mm-hmm. Okay, guys, the next 30 minutes, I'm going to start that, but we're going to test. Where's our piece of paper that we wipe our fingers off with? $103. I got pretty good rise out of that. Here you go, dear. Okay.
Put your finger on mine so you don't shake.
Harry's always telling me what to do.
Yes. Somebody's gotta.
99.
Make sure you see the little red thingy.
Okay, it's recording. I've got my alarm set for 60 minutes, starting now. Gonna take my finger reading, then Harry's gonna do his. So this is 60 minutes after we took our first bite. Wipe. You know, the little finger works the best, I'm telling you.
It does. I wonder why.
Don't do yours yet. Your blood coagulates.
I just got my thing in.
You know what it is? You have to get in front of the sticker, not behind it. The front is what holds it.
Well, I know. It's got the opening.
93.
Rest your other finger on something on my hand.
Harry's always a backseat driver.
Yes! Backseat pricker.
103.
Oh yeah, look at that.
You're going up a little bit more. So 103 and 88.
So what's that come out to?
I did. We'll show all of this. Okay, you guys, something else I'm going to do right now. We have a new box. And I have to calibrate them. So I'm going to do that right now. Yes, I'm going to calibrate.
So I can see everything, okay?
These are the last of the old. So we know the old are already calibrated. It doesn't change anything, but I just need to make sure on this new box that they're within a good limit. Oops, why do I always do that?
Talk about what you're doing.
So Keto Mojo, when you get your kit, there are two little bottles. One is brown for glucose, one is blue for ketones. They're clearly marked. They match the colors. Your box has information on it right here.
See?
Yes, thank you. Information on it right here. And your strips correlate to that information. I just opened these up. So I want to take a glucose strip and I want to take a ketone strip and I want to make sure they match what the box says. That there's, you take a test sample and they are calibrated. Now, if you look... Are
those from these?
No, they are not. Well, it's not going to change the meter. You just know your old calibration numbers. So here you go. So this is level 2 and level 2. So when you're looking at them, you want to go to the level 2 and the level 2 control information. And this information matches this. The lot number right here. All of the lot numbers, so you can tell. So anyway, I'm gonna do these real quick, and I'm gonna do glucose, and I'm gonna do a ketone. And one of the things that Michelle at Keto Mojo did say is she said make sure that your batteries are good. That would be something that you would check first. And that you don't have residual of even alcohol or soap on your hands.
AAA Phoenix.
Answer it. They're telling you the car is ready.
Hello. Okay. You got her done? Okay.
Okay, we'll be right over.
All right, we'll be over in a little bit. Thank you.
And we'll go right over afterwards because that gives us an hour. All right. Our car is ready. So I'm going to do ketones first. The blue is the ketones. .22. So I go to ketones, which is the second one, and it says your control should be between 1.9 and 3.0. So it falls right in the middle. And let me share the control on. This is the ketone control. This is control number 2 right here.
Why would you use control number 2?
Because the liquid says control number 2, level number 2.
Okay, that's good to know.
It all matches. It all matches. So let me eject this. Be careful, don't get the dye on your clothes because it is dye of some sort.
It's real dye.
Yes, it is. Now I'm going to go for the glucose measurement. $122. So I look at my box. Glucose is right here, it's at the top. Control number 2 is 93 to 140, right there. Control number 2, right there. So these strips are good. Taking random strip, random testing, these strips are where they're supposed to be. If they were off or they were funky on your random picked one, then you may have a bad batch. Anyway, you guys, we'll come back in an hour. We've got to go pick up our truck and get back within an hour. So we will see everybody in the next segment. Okay, alarm just went off. This is our final. This is 2 hours from our first bite.
Well, so we got to do the whole thing here,
yes,
right?
we do.
I got to wash my hands while you talk.
Which finger do I want to explode next? I think I need glucose and ketones.
I'm going to try my thumb.
I'm telling you, the back side of your little finger.
Oh, I know. Well, you mean like right here?
No, right here.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's the best place to go, I've found.
This is the last one of the day for the cake. One for the cake. 113.
Well, you got to hold up where they can see it.
113.
Well, that one sucked up
Yes,
fast.
it did. Holding it up above. The little finger's great.
Mm-hmm.
113 and 104.
Right here?
Yeah.
Ow.
You're squeezing it. Let go. You have to pull to. This is Harry's.
I'm bleeding.
110.
110?
Yes.
There it goes.
These are the new strips. $110 and I am at 15.6. I'm not in GKI ketosis. I was 113 and 0.4 ketones. Harry was 110 glucose and 0.4 ketones. He is not in GKI ketosis. His was 15.2. You guys come back and we'll share the board from today. Okay, you guys, let's take a look at today's experiment with my salted caramel chocolate chip cake. We're going to have to do Lily's chocolate
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that.
Yes, we are. That's going to be our next taste, our next test. Because we've done keto chow and we're fine with keto chow.
Oh, yeah.
So it's either the more sugar alcohols we're using,
yeah,
or it's the Lily's chocolate. So we're going to delve deeper. But first, let me share the scientific data.
Yeah, because I got to know.
This morning, I started at, my fasting glucose was 96 and I was at a 0.5. My GKI was 10.6. I was not in GKI ketosis. Now, I started eating the cake and did a 30-minute timer for my first bite. My glucose came back at 103. That is up 7 points from my morning glucose. At 60 minutes from my first bite, I went down to 93, so I went -3, 96 and 93. My last one, however, at a total of 2 hours from our first bite was 113, and I'm up 17 points. My GKI was 15.6. Harry this morning started at 88 and his ketones were a 0.3. So he already wasn't doing very well. 16.2 was his GKI. His first 30 minutes after his first bite glucose test was 99. 60 minutes after his...
So what did that go up from?
So that went up 11 points. Then 60 minutes from his first bite, he was 103, which was plus 15 from his first bite. Then at 2 hours total from his first bite, he went to 110. So he was up 22 points. His GKI was 15.2. Now, over 20 points is a raise for concern.
Right.
We should really take a better look at separating out and doing a Lily's chocolate.
Yep.
The cake, is it keto? Yes. Is it optimal? No. Is it something you can have for an occasional treat? I think so, depending on where you are in your ketogenic journey. However, there's a wild card factor, and that is the Lily's chocolate chips, which Harry and I have not done, because what works for all the other people that have tested it, because I know there's a million out there that have, so you don't need to share that information with us because we already have seen it. Trust me, I have been watched stuff like crazy this month trying to figure this out. What works for Harry and I? This is what we are testing, is Harry and my glucose and ketones for the month. Now, you guys, our blood results are already there. The nurse called us. She said we could go pull them off of our portal. So I need to do that because there's some interesting stuff I want to share with everybody. But before we do that, I did not go into our normal morning routine, and I'm going to do that here because I want to show the glucose taste test and test for the cake that I made yesterday. And if you want that recipe, I tweaked it. I pinned it to the recipe yesterday, and you guys can try it. It was too heavy with 2 packages of keto chow, so I raised it down to 1 because normally when I make my cakes, I only use 1. I also lowered the amount of egg white protein powder by 10 more grams, so it's a total of 90 grams because, again, there's too much powder in the mix, and powder absorbs the water and makes the cake heavier and drier. So I did that, and please let me know if you do the recipe. The frosting is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is, and the cake has great flavor. It's just very dense.
Yes.
So I think by removing the keto chow 1 package, or your 1 scoop of your protein powder you're going to use with that, it's going to lighten up the batter, give you more of an angel food, lighter texture, and lowering the egg white protein powder as well. So I just wanted to share that with you. The recipe's there if you want to try it. Experiment with what flavor you want to do, and experiment with that too, and let me know if you do what it does to your glucose and your ketones as well. Anyway, you guys, everything that you eat the day before, sometimes 2 days prior.
Can I say something before
Yes.
we get started? I think it's great the way that we're doing it because you get to see 2 people at one time.
Yes, they do.
And see
And 2
across the
different
board
bodies.
how 2 different.
Yes.
So you can see the difference between the 2.
Especially.
And then the people that are watching that are doing it also, they can put themselves in amongst the 3.
Correct.
And kind of get an idea of what's going on.
Correct. And you guys, this is really blistered today. I don't know. Can you see it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So you got a little blister like what I got on my nose.
And it's a bigger area.
I have a suggestion for you.
Yes, dear.
Put a Band-Aid on it.
Harry's got, show me your nose. Turn around.
I can't because it's covered up in the big Band-Aid.
He's got a nice big old bandage.
Looks like
Yes,
when
he
I
does.
broke my, well,
you kept wiping your nose
Broke my nose
yesterday
quite often.
because it was hurting, and I noticed that.
Yeah.
So we put a bandage on it
Right.
so you wouldn't scratch it in your sleep.
Right.
And I had awful sleep because I sleep on my side, and I didn't sleep on my side. I slept on this side and on my back, and every time I woke up, I was on this side. So I didn't have a good night's sleep. That can affect water weight. We did go out to break fast yesterday. And had that hamburger patty, and we shared all of the stuff we had to eat yesterday with you, and I'll share it on my
we should test that too.
what?
When we
Go
come
out
back,
to
go out.
we should go to Joe's
Right.
and eat, and then come home and do it. That's something we'll do
we
this
should
month
do that.
because you guys, I decided to make a challenge for September wrapped around the glucose ketone challenge and food challenge, testing your glucose, and I'm going to bring that later, but because I'm working on it. We're a couple days late to the party, but I got it. Anyway, let's go here. One thing you guys did not see yesterday that we had.
When are you going to start that?
We're going to start it. Well, I have to look at it. I'm not finished with it. So it'll start today. It'll start today.
Yeah. Well, actually, tomorrow.
Today is Friday for everybody.
Right.
So it's starting Friday, and I'll bring it up after all this.
After the
I'm done with
winter
this.
or before the winter?
I don't know. That's a surprise too.
I know.
Okay. What did we have yesterday, you asked? And we broke our fast at USA Eggs after our doctor's appointment and our blood workup. So this is what we had. On their protein menu, we had the Cattleman's Ranch patty, Black Angus patty, 4 ounces. We had sharp cheddar cheese. We had butter. We had half and half. Did we have poached eggs yesterday?
Yes.
And poached eggs. Now, we had my salted caramel chocolate chip cake. And then we had bologna sandwiches. We had bologna left over we had to eat. I ate the rest of my egg white protein buttermilk bread. We had avocado mayo and Tillamook cheese, you guys. So we had a total of 1,494 calories, 25 total carbs, 85 protein, and 119 fat. Our net carbs, because of the sugar alcohols, if you count them, were 16 grams. All this data from everywhere, you guys. We did go out to eat. I shared all that with you guys. I had a horrible night's sleep. I took Tylenol PM, so did Harry. I stayed the same. Harry went down 2/10.
Yep.
I did not eat any broccoli at USA Eggs.
I had one bite.
It was hard and it was cold and
terrible.
It was nasty. Harry took one bite. We never eat the tomatoes. We're not tomato people. So we basically had the patty, the cheese, and the eggs. That's what we had. So there you go. There you have it. Now you guys come back in the next segment, because this is going to be the last segment, because we are going to go see The Bullet Train with Brad Pitt and Sarah Bullock. We're going to pick Felicia up and we're going to go to the movies. So I'm going to share with you my September challenge in just 1 minute. So stay tuned. You guys, the name of my September challenge is Let's Break This Stall and Raise Ketones September Challenge. You're welcome to print this, copy it. You're welcome to share it with everybody in its entirety. You're welcome to post it on your Facebook group, on your video, wherever you want to. You are allowed to use this. I'm doing this for everyone, you guys.
But it has to stay in the, you can't change anything on it.
Yes. If you're using this and we're calling it this, you need to leave everything the way it is.
Including names, titles, everything.
Okay. We're starting tomorrow, everybody. Friday the 2nd is a regular eating day. So if you're keto, ketovore, or carnivore, it's a high-fat month because we are raising our ketones. And in order to do that, we need to lower our protein and eat more fat. So we are concentrating on doing that. And the last meal ends at 4 p.m. Make sure you check your glucose and ketones. We are checking ours in the morning in a fasting state and after our last meal, 2 hours after our last meal, to see if we raised our ketones and lowered our glucose in that day.
So our last meal is at 4.
At 4, so check your ketones at 6.
Okay, all right.
Now, Saturday is an OMAD day. You can also add 1 added fat coffee, because we're ending our feeding window at 4 p.m. So let's say at 3 o'clock, let's say you do your OMAD in the middle of the day, and you want something to eat a fatty coffee right before 4 p.m., be done at 4 p.m. Check your glucose and ketones at 6 p.m. I'm going to check mine in the morning, and I'm going to check mine 2 hours after this meal. Now, the reason why I say eat a fatty coffee is because the next day from 4 p.m. to 12 noon is going to be our first 20-hour fast. It's a 24-hour fast day. So 20. Harry and I are going to break our fast at 12 noon with a fat coffee, and then we're going to eat. We are going to check our fasting glucose and ketones in the morning and our fasting glucose and ketones at the last of our last meal. And we're going to try to end all of our meals at 4 p.m. As a matter of fact, I probably should put 4 p.m. there, right?
Yep.
End eating window. Okay, so I'm going to add this. Is that where I put it? No, I put it here. There we go. So we're going to end our eating window at 4 p.m. You can have as many fat coffees as you want. Use your macros. Figure out how much fat you need, how much protein you need. Do for you. This is for Harry and I. And if you guys want to follow along with the protocol that we're doing, please feel free to do so. Now, on Monday, we're going to do food test. So I think that we're going to do food test twice a week because it's expensive to do because you're using, you know, several glucose strips, several ketone strips on both of us per day. So we're going to do a glucose, morning glucose, 30 minutes after our first bite, 60 minutes after our first bite, and 2 hours from the last bite. And then ending our last meal at 4 p.m. We're going to check the glucose and ketones at 6. Should I put that down?
Yeah.
At 6?
Mm-hmm.
6 p.m.?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get it in here. I'll do it across everything. And then the one I post will be at 6 p.m.
Yeah, because...
Yes. So, here you go. Tuesday is a regular eating day. It's gonna be high fat. This whole month is high fat. But you're gonna use your regular macros, keto, ketovore, carnivore, and you're gonna check your glucose and ketones. Now, you wanna stop at 4 p.m. because we're having a 24-hour fast. Right? So from 4 p.m. to 4 p.m., it's 24 hours. So you get to eat your first meal and break your fast at 4 p.m. and have an OMAD day high fat. When you're done with that meal, you're done for the day. The reason why you need to make sure you're eating here and you end at 4 p.m. is because it's a 24-hour fast day. So from 4 p.m. on the 13th to 4 p.m. on the 14th, it is a 24-hour fast day with a big OMAD. Break your fast at 4 p.m. and be done with it. 2 hours later, from the time you start eating, 2 hours later, check your glucose and ketones. Now, the next day is a breakfast with food test. We're going to find another food that Harry and I need to test. So we are doing testing for foods on Mondays and Thursdays. You're going to do from the first bite that you eat when you break your fast, 30, 60, and 2-hour test. We're going to end our meal at 4 p.m. Then at 6, we're going to check our glucose and ketones for the day. The Friday, the 16th, is a regular eating day again. Eat keto, ketovore, carnivore, high fat, and make your last meal end at 4 p.m. Eat high fat in that meal, you guys, because the next day is an OMAD day. Whenever you want to eat, you get one big meal and then you get one added fat coffee, like a bulletproof coffee, but you got to end your feeding window at 4 p.m. So if you want to do this at 2 and have your coffee at 3, that's fine. Whenever you want your OMAD day, eat a nice big meal, lots of fatty, delicious foods, and end your eating window at 4 p.m. So it's going to be every single day. On every Friday, it's a regular eating day, keto, ketovore, carnivore, high fat. Last meal ends at 4 p.m. Check your glucose and ketones all the way down. Every single Friday. Every single Saturday is an OMAD day. You get to feast. You get to have one big feast meal and then one added fat coffee right before you end your feeding window. And that's that every single Saturday. The reason for that is because you're doing a 20-hour fast. So from 4 p.m. to 12 noon, you will have a 20-hour fast, high-fat keto day. You're going to break your fast at noon with high-fat coffee. Then you're going to eat a nice big break fast, and you're going to end your eating window at 4. We are narrowing our window of eating. If you notice through here, we are narrowing the window, and we are punching it with high fat. That's what we are doing. We're checking the glucose and ketones, and then you're doing all of that on Sundays. Now, I am flying to the PhD Kenberry Summit, and I'm going to try to stick to this protocol the best I can with that. Now, I may or may not get that dinner, so I may rotate and switch out one day for a different day, because you guys are allowed to do that. If you have a family function or a dinner or something you have to go to, you're allowed to swap days. I may make it my OMAD day and then go out to dinner with everybody, or do the VIP dinner and make that my OMAD meal instead. So you're allowed to switch out in the week with one thing in the week, but not all over the place. If you guys are doing this all over the place, you're defeating the purpose of the challenge. You can switch one day out in a week. Does that make sense, Harry?
Yeah, one day a week if you have to.
So you guys, we're starting with you on Friday.
Which is our Friday.
Which is our Friday, which is today. You're seeing this today. So this is where Harry and I are today. So we're doing a regular eating day, although we did test the cake today, you guys. I want to get started on Friday. So you guys are going to see this on Friday. We did our testing this day, but we're going to eat, and our last meal is going to be at 4 p.m. So we've got to go eat something right now in order to do that, because our movie starts pretty soon, Harry. So you guys, that's where we are at, and I hope you guys join along. I'll see you guys back in the kitchen. If you can afford the strips, and I've heard from several people, you can go to your local drugstore and get just a glucose monitor that's very inexpensive, with inexpensive strips to check. Harry and I need to raise our ketones. Why is that, you ask? Interesting thing, and I don't have the paperwork, but the nurse told me what our A1Cs were. My A1C was 5.4 on the nose. Here's the interesting thing. Harry's A1C was 5.8. Now, his ketones are low, and we need to get into the 1s and the 2s and the 3s. And that's why I am doing this for us. If you can't afford or can't get the glucose ketones test, if you lower your proteins, if you narrow your eating window, if you add fasting and you add fat, you will bring your ketones up. At least that's what all the doctors say out there that I have watched. So that is what we are going to do for the month of September for Harry and I. And hopefully by doing that, by fasting, by narrowing our eating window, by raising our fats, we will lose weight. Interesting fact, our doctor, we talked about the virus we had in January, and he is hearing that people are having issues with weight loss. People have gained weight, and diabetes type 2 has gotten worse. Interesting thing he also did, and that's just why he is testing all of his patients. He is doing this breathing test on all of his patients, especially the ones that had that virus, because it affects the lungs.
Yeah,
he is a doctor of internal medicine, and he has older folks that come to him, and he is doing these tests. He was head of that virus task force for the hospital, and so he is very knowledgeable. He loves us. He will sit down and talk to us for an hour in his office. We go together. You know, we did an EKG test. We did the breath test. He did all kinds of things. He has, you guys, we've had every doctor in the world call us for the colonoscopy, for the mammogram, for the what's the a prostate doctor that you've got to go see?
Oh, that's PSA test, which yes, I got to find out what that is.
PSA test. And then I have another test that I have to go get. Anyway, all these tests, and they did say my cholesterol was high, and I said, thank you. But they already have written in big notes, Wendy will not take statins. Harry will not take statins. So I'm sure it is, because it always has been, and I'm not worried about that as much as I am about the blood workup. So as soon as I print everything out, I will share with everybody probably tomorrow, because Harry and I need to eat something, and we need to close. Oh, you guys! It's time for the giveaway, for the ACEKOOL giveaway. Yes, Harry, thank you so much, guys. Who has won, not this one because this one's mine, this one's a little red. Who has won this? We're going to go in the other room. We're going to do the random picker. You guys stay tuned. I'm so excited. I really am. And thank you again so much, ACEKOOL, Charlene, for making this possible for us to be able to give this away. So you guys come back in the next segment because this is exciting. Okay, everybody, I am so excited. We had 600, let me see how much. We had 682 unique names, comments on there because it takes away duplicates, remember, but it does do replies and comments. So you guys, come on over here. Let's get started. I am so excited. I really am. So I put the YouTube that you had to go to add and enter. I filtered it by duplicate users. I include replies to comment. It is #mix. And it is amount of unique comments were 682. Are you right here, Harry?
Hold on.
Because it goes fast.
Mark, set, go.
Good luck. Dana Kearns. Dana Kearns. Woo! You guys. Dana Kearns won. She enjoys watching us every morning. Very entertaining. Yes, indeed. So you guys, let's come back and we'll tell Dana what she needs to do to get her ACEKOOL mixer. Dana Kearns, look what you've won! Woo! So exciting! I am so excited for you, Dana. Now, Dana, do you want this in this lovely red or do you want it in black? You need to send me an email. Yes, you do. It needs to go to lovingitonkito@gmail.com. I need your full name, your mailing address, your telephone number, and what color you want your mixer. Do you want it in red or black? Now, this is going to be drop ship straight from Amazon through ACEKOOL to you. If you live in Canada, please make sure every line is exactly the way it needs to go on the label so we have it correct. And a phone number where they can contact you if there's an issue. You have till September, today is the 2nd. You have till Wednesday, September 7th to get me an email on that. Yes, you do. Now, you guys, if you did not win and you still want an ACEKOOL stand mixer, they are on sale for Labor Day still at $84.99 with that 30% discount code and everything that's on there. The coupon that's there is at $30 or $30. Below. Everything is in the discount below. It ends September 5th. And their product is going fast. If they sell out, they sell out. So if you still want one for yourself, for a loved one, for one of your children, for someone who is getting married, it is a wonderful gift. This is the best little workhorse for a great price. $129.99 is a great price all day long for this mixer, but you can get it for $84.99 in black or red. They're sold out of the silver, or the silver is limited, but it's not on sale until September 5th. So run, don't walk. Go get yours today if you did not win and you want to get one. Because I don't know when we can bring back a price like this for the stand mixer.
All right.
So you guys, it's down in the description below. You click on that link, follow the instructions, and you can get a mixer as well. Thank you so much, ACEKOOL and Charlene, for allowing us to do this. I truly, truly appreciate it. And allowing Canada to join in as well. Okay, you guys, we are going to go ahead and get ready to go to the movie. I'll let you guys know how it is. Have you guys seen the movie? Without spoiler alert, tell me how you liked it. I usually like Brad Pitt. I love Sarah Bullock. It looks like an action-packed adventure, and I'm excited to go. Anyway, you guys, please remember to like, subscribe, ring that little bell, give us a thumbs up. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll bring our blood work up to the forefront and share it all. We'll bear it all for you. Anyway, you guys, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. Congratulations, Dana. I'm so excited for her. Dana, excuse me. So excited, Dana. Woo!